the 5 common mistakes that lead to a breakup and how to stop it. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and a relationship coach. And today we are talking about mistakes that people make in their relationships that lead to a breakup. Now, there are a multitude of different things that can happen in a relationship that can lead to a breakup, right? But I wanted to compile some of the primary ones that I see quite frequently from my one-on-one coaching sessions, right? From inquiries that I get via email, comments that people leave on YouTube, messages that I get in my Facebook and in my Instagram. But at the end of the day, it's really just about the most common patterns that I see, the most common mistakes that I see frequently and consistently in my one-on-one coaching sessions. And I wanted to provide this for you guys so you guys can avoid making those mistakes. And look, if you are somebody who has already made those mistakes and you are in a situation where you're trying to get back with your ex, I empathize with you. I understand how frustrating that can be. I understand how upsetting that can be, because now you're taking a step back and saying, God, why did I do that, right? Why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why couldn't I have just, changed this a little bit? There's no point in kicking yourself, right? Because you can't go back and change the past. Really what it is about taking these common mistakes and understanding where you went wrong and applying it to your current situation, or maybe the next relationship that you're in, or maybe even just applying it to trying to get your ex back because you are aware of your mistakes and take accountability for them. But for individuals who are currently in a relationship or not even in a relationship yet, here are some of the most common mistakes people make. Number 1, assumptions. Assuming anything in a relationship is dangerous territory. If you are not communicating effectively with your partner and you are coming up with all of these ideas in your mind, with all of these theoreticals, and you're creating these images in your mind, these scenarios that are not real, it will potentially lead to a breakup, because what will end up happening is that you will basically create an alternate reality that is your relationship, and you will start to become more insecure. You will start to lack confidence. You will start to question your partner all the time because you are not feeling confident in yourself. You're not feeling confident in your partner, and you're not feeling confident in the relationship. Do not assume anything, right? So if your partner consistently works every day from 9 to 5, and one day he gets home at 6 or 7 because things ran late at the office, or she gets home at 6 or 7 because things ran late at the office, don't assume that the reason for why that is because they're out cheating or because they're out doing something else or they can't be trusted, whatever the case may be. Really, it's about sitting down and having an adult conversation with your partner, or gaining clarification before you come up with an assumption, right? The one thing that I tell my clients all the time in my one-on-one coaching sessions is don't assume anything, right? Assume that your partner knows nothing. And if you come from that place, it is much easier for you to have conversation and to express to your partner what your needs and your expectations are. Because at the end of the day, they are not going to know unless you tell them. The second one is miscommunication, right? Which kind of piggybacks off of assumptions. Miscommunication comes in all different forms and sizes. You can miscommunicate in regards to not hearing something correctly. You can miscommunicate by not expressing something correctly. You can miscommunicate because of your tone, because of your body language, because of your inability to clearly express your needs and your wants. There are so many fundamental aspects of communicating that have to be present in order for the relationship to work. And now look, I know that seems like a lot, and I don't want to make it seem like communication is impossible, but it takes work, right? It takes practice, and it takes having clear conversations with your partner in order to be on the same page so that you understand where each other is coming from. And most of the time, people miscommunicate because A, they don't listen correctly, or B, they don't express their needs and their wants clearly. And if they do express their needs and their wants, usually it's in the form of an ultimatum or a threat. And that is not how you create a healthy dynamic in regards to communicating with one another, right? So again, understanding how to communicate with one another, because again, the primary one that I see, the second from the top, is communication that leads to a breakdown in the relationship. The third one is just a general lack of self-confidence, the inability to be okay with yourself, to validate yourself, to not need the acceptance of another person. When you lack that self-confidence, You seek for validation from somebody else. And who's that person going to be? Your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever that may be. You are going to seek validation from them. And the moment you start to seek validation from them all of the time, they are going to tire out. They're not going to be able to provide you with that the way that you are going to need it, right? Because what's going to happen is that you're going to suck the air out of the room and you're going to lose your sense of self-identity. And that is not what your partner signed up for. Now, I understand things happen in life. We get knocked down. There's things that happen. Relatives pass away. You stop being friends with certain people. You have trouble with work. There's illnesses, whatever it is. Your self-esteem and your confidence is going to take a hit, but it's your ability to be aware of that and to try to rectify it, correct it, and fix it for yourself instead of emotionally dumping on your partner. So if self-confidence is something that you struggle with, find a support system, go to therapy, work with a life and a relationship coach like us. Do whatever you have to do in order to get yourself into a place where you're not putting all of that on your partner, because from what I have seen, individuals who rely on their partner heavily for validation and acceptance end up breaking up because that person cannot handle that for an extended period of time, for a long time. The fourth one is a negative mindset, right? The I can't do this attitude. If you are constantly saying to yourself, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to be able to achieve this, that's impossible, no, that's never going to happen. That's exhausting for your partner, right? Because at the end of the day, you should be working together towards goals. You should be building a strong foundation in your relationship and achieving things together, lifting each other up, supporting each other. And if you constantly have a negative mindset, if you're constantly coming from the place that everything is an impossibility, you're never really going to progress. What you're going to do is you're either going to be in a complete and total standstill or you're going to regress. And your partner isn't going to want to stick around for that. Because if they're an individual who's a lot more motivated, if they're an individual who's able to self-motivate and they have their own goals and they have their own things that they want to achieve, they're going to feel like you are baggage, like you're an extra weight in that bag. And that is not a position that you want to be in. So again, really understanding that that negative mindset is going to ruin any opportunity that you have for a healthy relationship. So start changing that mindset. Actively and consciously make the decision that instead of saying, I can't, you say, I can. No, it's not impossible. It's possible. There's a solution for everything. And that starts with you. You can't put that burden and that weight on your partner. You have to do that work for yourself. And the final one that I see is ultimatums. Giving your partner ultimatums all the time. If you don't do this, I'm done with the relationship. If you don't say this, I'm not going to talk to you. If you don't, this type of communicating is not productive. It's not effective. It's actually incredibly toxic. And most of the time, the reason for why people give ultimatums is because they don't feel in control of their own lives, right? They don't feel confident in themselves. And they've come to find that the only way they can get a reaction out of their partner is to take it to the extreme. But when you take it to the extreme, what you have to understand is that what's next, right? Where's the glass ceiling? Where can you go from there? The only place that you can go from there is an actual breakup, because you can only threaten that so many times before your partner becomes desensitized to that. And over time, emotionally, they will disconnect and say, fine, whatever, let's break up. And your ultimatum will not carry any weight whatsoever. So if you are the type of individual who gives ultimatums, if your partner is the type of individual who's giving you ultimatums, right? Take a step back. Why is it necessary to get to that place in order to get what you want? Are you maybe not expressing your needs and your expectations effectively? Are you not being clear? Do you even know what your needs and your expectations are? Do you know who you are? Does your partner know who they are? Are they emotionally confident in themselves? Are you emotionally confident in yourself? All of these questions are to get to the root as to why you feel the need to take it to the place where you're giving ultimatums. The second you start utilizing ultimatums in order to get what you want, it is not going to end well. If you guys like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people, so if you have any questions, if you have any opinions, if there's anything that came up that you just feel like you need to know a little bit more about, I would love to hear from you. I try to read as many of the comments as possible. I try to respond to as many of the comments as possible. Maybe you just want a little bit more detail. You want a little bit more information. You can visit us at www.withmyexagain.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. Maybe you just need a little bit more help, right? You feel like you need more support in this situation. You can book a one-on-one coaching session with either myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team as well. And I mentioned a lot, in the video about self-reflection and understanding yourself and really trying to understand the mistakes that people make in regards to breaking up and connection and all that. We have an incredible products page on the website where you can go and you can look at everything that we have, all the trainings that we supply for you. So we have trainings in regards to reconnection. We have trainings in regards to infidelity. We have trainings in regards to how to manage a breakup. We have trainings for self-awareness. There's so many things that we provide for you guys that you can utilize in order to work on yourself. And I promise you guys, it is something that will change your perspective, change your life, and change the way in which you interact in your relationship. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.